All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Killer B, game number 2 between Bact and Fang Kui. If you want to find game 1, we have that up here on YouTube as well. Very nice first game. Second game will be a Huns War just like game 1, but this is a set of 8 that I'll be trying to upload here in the next couple of days. These are not all Huns Wars. They're not all Mirror Wars. They are all 1v1 Arabia, Bact versus Fang. Spoiler alert, you want to tune out if you haven't seen game 1 already. Game 1 went to Bact. Bact playing the meta game pretty well, doing a nice job to beat his opponent, although Fang was able to steal a boar early in game 1. Game 2 here will be another Huns War, but like I said, I think this is the last Huns v Huns in the set, but we'll see. Blue player Fang coming in around 2100. He's been up to 22 as of recent, so he's playing very strongly, but he is fighting an uphill battle against Bact. One of the best of the best. Blue player can wall in the left side if he wants, has downhill resources here, so he's going to need to find a way to protect them. Certainly has some structure to work with in the late game, but not the greatest base to defend. Those downhill resources are going to be annoying. However, I think Fang will be okay as long as he doesn't get rushed down too early in the feudal age. Bact on the other side will be playing as Huns as well. We got him here in red. He's probably in orange, but let's go with team colors here. Bact's going to have everything on the front. Boy, this is a tough map for him to defend. Forward tower aggression from Fang could be pretty useful. Another spoiler alert, in game 1 we did see Fang come forward. Saw him steal a boar, and we saw him tower. If he wants to tower again, he could do so really well here. You can see his scout here is forward very early. He could steal a sheep and a boar if he heads that direction, but he doesn't. Fang's looking around for Bact. Bact is trying to defend himself, probably ready for a little bit of annoyance from his opponent here. Bact will send a villager out to grab the boar, and Fang's going to be there in time to kill this vill if he wants to. This villager from Bact wisely is going to run back a little bit. He's going to let Fang try to steal his boar, and he's going to start taking his own. That's a really smart play from Bact. If he tries to take that furthest boar, the blue player can block that vill and probably kill it. Bact also responding very quickly with his scout, so his boar will not be stolen this game. The boar steal has been thwarted early on in game number 2. Fang here will not be loomed up, but I think Bact will. No, he won't. What's going on? I think Bact is about a half of a villager behind if we watch this dashboard. Maybe lost a little bit of time there. Yeah, you can see Fang's on 15 for a full 10-15 seconds before Bact is. So Bact might be a tiny bit behind. I don't think it will amount to a hill of beans. Bact chasing his opponent across the map. The only problem here for Fang is that low HP scout's going to be a little bit weakened if he wanted to do anything like drushing. We've seen Fang go 4 vills on wood pretty much every game in this series. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to drush. It's going to give him the option to drush, but he may or may not do it. Bact has 4 on wood, so he may go with some early aggression if he wants to. Villager heading out to gold now. Bact going to put the barracks up. 17 vills apiece. Bact has had a very, very impressive couple of builds in this set. In this particular game, we see 4 on wood. We see villagers focused on food. Pretty normal drush setup, grabbing the extra 10 gold. But wait and see when Bact clicks up. It's a relatively good click up time, if I remember correctly. He'll have the barracks down. He's going to not immediately queue up villagers. Actually, the 10 gold is not even in the bank yet. He needs to be careful not to throw that 10 gold away. He's going to build a second lumber camp on that side, and for now it does not look like he's going to be building a drush. So I guess I alerted you a little bit wrongfully to a potentially awesome drush. It looks like Bact will maybe abandon that. He's going to get loom. His opponent will go to the feudal age. Transitioning some villagers over to another wood line. Wood might be a little bit of an issue for the blue player. If he were to lose some of these wood lines, this front wood line especially, he'd be in a lot of trouble. This is just a long, long walk away. It's going to be difficult to defend those 2 wood lines that are so distant from each other, especially if Bact goes with some scouts here. So Bact will be making militia on the way up to the feudal age, sending 3 villagers over to gold. Could be men at arms, but usually we would see 2 in that case. I would expect these militia to maybe be backed up by some archers. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit off on this game. This is actually one that I didn't see from the set. This is a set of 8 played live between these guys. We streamed a couple of them on Twitch. Bact also streamed them from his point of view if you want to check that out on his channel. will do my best to remember to put Bact's link in this video. Bact is streaming now from his point of view. He does a really nice job. He's just getting his channel going full blast, I think. Does a really nice job to sort of show you what he's seeing and tell you a little bit about what he's thinking. Right now, it looks like he's thinking about aggression. He's got militia coming forward. He will grab this Vil in time to stop her from working. Blue player is actually going to take some downhill hits from the scout here and might lose this Vil. This Vil has such a long way to run home. Wow, it took several downhill hits, and that villager is going to die. Wow. Bact able to snipe that Vil without even really engaging his drush. Just as initial scout, men-at-arms did come in there for, for the red player Bact. Bact will push his opponent off that wood line, so that wood line we were worried about has been lost by the blue player. He's walling himself in on that side. Walling himself in on that flank to protect from Bact, but Bact has come in the other side and is raiding as we speak. Blue player will lose his scout here early. We're going to see a Vil go down probably, yeah. Vil down to those men-at-arms, so a pretty good investment, I would suppose, from Bact. He's going to slow Fang early on. He's going to get the attention of his early scouts. Bact will keep his scout alive and keep kind of gathering information about his opponent. Bact's going to immediately go double ranges, and he is going to be pumping out archers, sending quite a few Vils over to gold. He knows his opponent is going scouts. He saw a few of them on the map, so he will be ready for Fang. Whether he's ready with spears, nope, spears are going to go forward, or he's ready just to wall himself in. Palisades do awfully well against scouts, so right now the blue player will not be able to run in and raid this gold easily. More archers on the way for Bact, seems to be pumping them out, and this seems like a, oops, here we go. I was wrong about those scouts being walled out. They get in just in time, being chased around by a spear or two. A couple of archers here as well to push them around the map. Villagers engaged in the fight. They are going to meat shield it up a little bit. Another poke in for Bact. Those scouts are getting low, and now they're walled in. Very nice play from Bact there. Bact finishing the walls and walling in those three scouts from his opponent. Bact is forward. He's going to grab another Vil, and he's going to keep the walls open for the time being. That villager is going to go down to a wolf, guys. Bact leaving her to die to the wolves. He did a very good job not to overcommit to that Vil, because another Vil could have snuck forward and finished the walls, and his raiding would be kaput, but he will do a good job to idle a lot of this eco, or at least push villagers away from various spots of this economy. Blacksmith coming down for the blue player Fang. Fang is, I don't know what Fang is thinking. He's got to be thinking about finishing these walls and pushing this army away somehow, some way. A couple skirms coming for him, but that is going to be it. Yeah, sending villagers forward to finish those walls for the time being. Will trap a little bit of Bact's army in here, but he doesn't have a lot to deal with this army. He's got a couple of skirmishers. Those will be fighting uphill. This scout, though, on relatively low HP, so the blue player may stabilize the ship here. However, Bact has knocked down the walls. Always good to have an army on the inside helping you knock walls down. Looks like Bact is going to be able to continue to annoy his opponent for the time being. Fletching coming in for Bact, still pumping out archers by the looks of it. Blue player has gone full skirm, and that's never a good sign. Right now, behind by 2 villagers, and he's lost really all of his resources on that hill. We thought that hill might be a problem, and it has been a problem. Blue player relegated to trash for the time being, can transition some gold eco to that secondary gold pile and try to get himself to Castle Age here at some point. But right now he is spending everything he's got on skirmishers. Skirms will do okay here. He's going to wall this army in. That's probably a good thing for him if he can clean it up. But it is going to be a little bit tricky for him. It's going to be a little bit tricky. He's fighting uphill. He is taking a lot of damage on his skirms. Villagers taking a couple arrow shots too. But in the end, blue player will use skirmishers to push this aggression away. So Bact with some aggression, got a few shots in early, has his opponent behind by 3 Vils. His opponent's Eco Fang here, not doing terribly well at all. If we look on the other side of the map, Bact is also spending his resources as fast as he can get them. He's going to drop a tower. Look at that. Bact getting a little bit sneaky here. Excuse me. He's going to come forward with some archers and drop a tower on that wood line from the blue player. Bact identifying, as Fang did in Game 1, that his opponent doesn't have a very good wood eco. All of these wood lines are very thin. They can all be pushed on by towers, so Bact is going to try to take one of those wood lines away with a tower here early. It's not going to reach a lot of this yet, but as these villagers continue to chop through, that tower is going to get better and better. Tower's going to age like a fine wine. Padded archer armor coming for the blue player. Skirm starting to roam forward. He's going to need to respond to this. If he sees it, he needs to respond to it. Fang right now does not see that, but maybe he senses it, or he saw it previously. Yeah, he's going to send skirms forward and push this army away. Bact's not going to get that tower down. He's going to send 2 Vils into the fog of war, I suppose. Going to hide those 2 Vils for the time being and run his archers away. So Fang here is going to be in decent shape. He's going to deny back that tower. He's stabilized the ship, if you will. He's starting to gather resources. It feels like he's a little bit behind his opponent, although he's a couple Vils ahead. I think Bact has wheelbarrow. I do believe Bact has wheelbarrow, and Bact really hasn't been bothered for quite some time. Seems to have quite a few high-quality military units out, 20 units at the moment. But those units are archers, which, you know, are a little bit stronger than his opponent's skirms because you can kill villagers with them. Bact's also got a few scouts, as you can see here. They're going to put a lot of pressure on these skirms. Blue player having to tower his own gold here, but decent tower. Going to use the upper part of that hill to try to deny his opponent too much aggression. Archery range coming for blue. So 2 ranges, stone walls coming now for the blue player. He's spending all of his stone, I would suppose, as we speak. Yeah, it looks like Fang will spend all of his stone to shore up his defenses. Bact's kind of coming in, though. Bact is coming in. There's 1 tower here in defense, but that doesn't really seem like enough. Scouts will run right past that. They'll run toward this wood line. Bact did complete his tower while we were looking away. And he's roaming around looking to do some damage. Fang's in a lot of trouble here. This downhill TC is so difficult. The crater TC is very tough to defend. And having a tower is nice, and having some skirms against archers is nice, but there's just not enough here. This eco is so spread out that the blue player just can't protect all of his resources. I think we're going to see a relatively early GG. Bact is the stronger player here. Fang does get in some really good shots in this series. He does win games, spoiler alert. But this game looks like it's really getting out of hand for him. He is 6 villagers behind right now. He'll hit the castle age a little bit before Bact, but Bact will continue to raid him until Fang can say otherwise. This is going to be a really tough game. Fang spent all of his stone. Bact on the other side doesn't have stone for a TC yet. Doesn't seem concerned with it, so it could be a 1 TC push for him. Adding in more ranges, we'll probably add in cav archers. Right now he's got half of an army outside, half of an army inside. Bact probably wants to keep those walls open so he can keep raiding with what's going to probably be cav archers. But why speculate? It is about to happen. Villagers, 1 Vil still alive there on the front. Archers idling that entire wood line alongside that tower. Bact is still in. Still annoying here. Blue player is going to commit a couple of crossbows here and could win this fight in the shadow of a tower. But man, it's going to be an uphill battle for him. More ranges coming for blue. Needs to really continue to go with skirms, I think. I think he probably senses that his opponent is going to really keep pushing on him with archers, and right now that's probably going to start being cav archers. Yeah, cav archers coming in for the red player Bact. Fang is in so much trouble here. It looks like he absolutely got outmatched in this game. Didn't have a good TC. Bact really exploited several weaknesses of the starting area of Fang. Fang just not able to defend. And this game is pretty much wrapped up as we speak. 24 villagers for Fang. Just losing everything on that wood line. Not even trying to save those vills anymore. Bact absolutely stunningly good victory. Gets his opponent very early. Capital GG from Fang. And this series will go 2-0 to Bact so far. This is a set of 8. There are 6 more games that I'm going to work on doing as the week continues. And I will say, spoiler alert, Fang gets in some pretty damn good shots in this series. He does win games. Games with an S, guys. So keep tuning in and keep checking these out. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Killer B. Check me out live on Twitch if you get a chance. Killer_B_AOC. Give us a follow on YouTube. Give me some comments. Show me some love, people. Anyway, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.